Okay, get this. The way we get, well, everything, from that new phone you might be wanting to the coffee you're sipping, is being, like, totally revolutionized by AI.
Hmm.
And today we are diving deep, deep into how AI is making supply chains smarter, faster, and way more efficient.
Yeah.
We're talking benefits like predicting what people want before they even know they want it, and optimizing deliveries to make sure that you get your stuff like ASP. So whether you're, a supply chain guru or just curious about the tech that's changing the world around us, this deep dive has something for you.
What's really fascinating is that this transformation is happening, like behind the scenes. We don't see it, but AI is quietly orchestrating the flow of goods all around us.
Yeah, it's kind of like a secret control room where AI is pulling the levers and making sure everything runs smoothly.
Exactly. Think about it a few years ago. AI in supply chains was mainly used for basic tasks like,
Yeah.
automating simple inventory updates.
Right.
Now it's tackling complex decision making and even helping companies plan for the future.
Okay, so AI's role has evolved from data entry clerk to strategic advisor.
That's a great way to put it. And this evolution has led to some pretty amazing benefits.
Yeah.
Take forecasting, for instance. Remember when companies used to rely on historical data and gut feeling to predict demand?
Yeah, and they often ended up with too much of one product and not enough of another.
Right. But with AI, companies like Procter& Gamble are analyzing massive data sets, including everything from weather patterns to social media trends to predict demand with incredible accuracy.
Wow.
P&G actually saw a 20% reduction in forecasting errors after implementing AI.
Hmm.
That translates to fewer stockouts and happier customers.
So no more showing up to the store only to find the shelves are empty. That's a win for everyone.
Absolutely. And it's not just about predicting demand. AI is also transforming inventory management. Think about the challenge of stocking just the right amount of products without having too much inventory sitting around gathering dust.
Yeah, that seems like a delicate balancing act.
It is, but AI can help. Companies like Walmart are using AI to optimize their stock levels, reducing warehousing costs, and minimizing waste. They've even implemented a system where AI automatically triggers orders to suppliers when inventory dips below a certain threshold.
So it's like having an AI inventory manager working 24/7, making sure everything is stocked just right.
That's a great analogy. And let's not forget about transportation and logistics.
Right.
AI is optimizing delivery routes, considering traffic patterns, weather conditions, and even driver schedules to ensure deliveries are as efficient as possible.
I can definitely see the appeal of that, especially with all the online shopping we do these days. Faster deliveries, fewer delays, and maybe even lower shipping costs.
Exactly. And companies like UPS are even using AI to predict potential vehicle maintenance issues before they cause delays.
Hmm.
It's all about proactive planning and keeping things moving smoothly.
So we've seen the what of AI in supply chains, but I'm curious about the how.
Yeah.
Our sources mentioned some pretty cool technologies. Let's start with machine learning.
Machine learning is like the brain behind many AI applications. It involves algorithms that learn from data and experience to make predictions and decisions.
Okay, so it's kind of like how we humans learn from our past experiences.
Exactly. But machine learning algorithms can process vast amounts of data and identify patterns that humans might miss.
So can you give us an example of how machine learning is being used in a supply chain?
Absolutely. Let's say you're a fashion retailer preparing for the holiday season. A machine learning algorithm can analyze past sales data, weather forecasts, social media trends, and even competitor promotions to predict which products will be in high demand.
So you can make sure you have enough of those trendy sweaters everyone's going to be asking for.
Exactly. It takes the guesswork out of planning and helps retailers avoid those dreaded stockouts during peak season.
Makes sense. What about natural language processing? I always hear about NLP in the context of chatbots and virtual assistants.
You're right. NLP is all about enabling computers to understand and interact with human language.
So it's like teaching computers to speak our language.
In a way, yes.
Right.
NLP algorithms are trained on massive amounts of text and code, allowing them to analyze text, extract meaning, and even generate human-like text.
So how is this used in supply chains?
Imagine you're a customer trying to track your package online. Instead of navigating a complicated website, you can simply chat with a virtual assistant powered by NLP.
Mm.
This virtual assistant can understand your questions, provide updates on your shipment, and even resolve issues like delivery changes.
So NLP is making it easier for us to interact with companies and get the information we need quickly and easily.
Exactly. And it's not just customer service. NLP can also be used to analyze emails, social media posts, and even news articles to identify potential supply chain disruptions or risks.
Wow, it's like having a team of analysts constantly monitoring the web for any signs of trouble.
Precisely. And then there's robotic process automation, or RPA. This is where we see AI taking over some of the more repetitive and rule-based tasks.
Okay, so this is where the robots come in.
You got it. RPA is all about using software robots to automate tasks like data entry, invoice processing, and even order fulfillment.
So instead of having humans manually entering data into spreadsheets, we can have robots do it much faster and more accurately.
Exactly. For example, imagine a warehouse where robots are picking and packing orders with incredible speed and accuracy. These robots are powered by RPA, which allows them to learn from human actions and perform tasks autonomously.
That's pretty impressive. It's like having a team of super efficient robots working alongside human employees.
That's the idea. RPA can free up human workers from tedious tasks, allowing them to focus on more strategic and creative work.
So it's not about replacing humans, but rather augmenting their capabilities with the power of AI.
Exactly. It's about creating a more efficient and productive work environment for everyone.
Well, it all sounds very promising, but I'm sure there are some challenges to implementing AI in supply chains.
Oh, yeah.
What are some of the hurdles companies are facing?
One of the biggest challenges is data quality and integration. AI systems are data hungry. They need accurate and reliable data to function effectively, but many companies struggle with fragmented data silos and inconsistent data formats.
So it's like trying to bake a cake with mismatched ingredients and a recipe written in a different language.
Uh-huh.
It's not going to turn out very well.
Exactly. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say in the data science world. Another challenge is the high initial investment involved in implementing AI.
Right, so smaller businesses might struggle to justify the costs.
It can be a barrier, especially when the return on investment isn't always immediately apparent. Companies need to carefully evaluate the potential benefits and costs before diving headfirst into AI adoption.
That makes sense. And what about the skills gap? I imagine it takes a special kind of expertise to implement and manage these AI systems.
You're right. Companies need people who understand both supply chain logistics and data science.
Yeah.
Finding individuals with this unique skill set can be a challenge.
So it's not just about buying the technology. It's about having the right people in place to make the most of it.
Absolutely. And that's why investing in training and education is crucial for companies that want to successfully leverage AI in their supply chains.
Okay, so we've seen the amazing things AI can do, but there are also some real challenges to consider. It's not a magic bullet, but it definitely has the potential to revolutionize how we manage supply chains.
That's a great summary. And speaking of revolution, let's talk about what the future holds for AI in this space. There are some really exciting developments on the horizon.
I'm all ears. Tell me more about what's coming next.
Well, we've already touched on how AI is being used today, but the future holds even more potential for transformation. Think about it. We've gone from basic automation to predictive analytics, but the pace of innovation is only accelerating.
So what's next? What kind of breakthroughs should we be watching for?
Well, you can think of this as the next level of evolution. One of the most exciting trends is the integration of AI with other cutting-edge technologies like the Internet of Things, IoT, and blockchain.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Imagine a world where every product, every package, is equipped with tiny IoT sensors. These sensors provide real-time data on location, temperature, humidity, even if the package has been jostled around. Now, combine that data with AI, and you have a system that can track and monitor goods with unprecedented precision.
That's incredible. It's like having eyes and ears on every single item in the supply chain.
Exactly. And then you add blockchain to the mix. Blockchain ensures that all this data is secure, transparent, and tamper-proof. It's like having a digital ledger that tracks the journey of a product from its origin to its final destination, creating a level of accountability and trust we've never seen before.
Wow, that's powerful. So we're talking about a future where supply chains are not only incredibly efficient, but also completely transparent. What else does the future hold?
Well, predictive analytics and intelligent automation are about to take center stage. Predictive analytics will allow businesses to anticipate market demands, manage risks, and optimize resources like never before.
So it's like having a crystal ball on steroids.
Exactly. And then you have intelligent automation, which takes RPA to the next level. It's about streamlining complex tasks, reducing errors, and freeing up human workers for more strategic activities.
So AI is going to change everything about how we manage supply chains.
It already is. And the pace of innovation is only accelerating. Businesses that embrace these technologies will have a significant competitive advantage in the years to come.
It's clear that AI is reshaping the landscape of supply chain management, offering incredible benefits, but also presenting some real challenges. So what does this all mean for you, our listener? That's what we'll explore in part 2 of our deep dive. So we just laid out how AI is changing the game in supply chains.
Yeah.
But now for the big question, what does it all mean for, you, the
Well,
listener?
that's where the rubber meets the road, right?
Hmm.
All this tech wizardry ultimately boils down to you getting the things you want
Right.
when you want them and at the best possible price.
Yeah.
Think fewer stockouts, less waste, faster deliveries.
So I might not have to face that like out of stock message when I'm trying to buy something online?
Exactly.
Okay, sign me up.
But it goes beyond mere convenience.
Right.
More efficient supply chains, thanks to AI, can lead to lower prices for everyone.
Okay.
And who doesn't love a good bargain?
Absolutely. But our sources also mention some potential bumps in the road, particularly when it comes to jobs.
Uh-huh.
Are robots coming to, like, take over the supply chain workforce?
It's a valid concern and one we need to address head on. The reality is that AI-powered automation will likely reshape the nature of work in supply chain management, just like it's doing in many other fields.
Right.
Some jobs, especially those involving repetitive manual tasks, might become automated.
Okay, that's a bit unsettling, but our sources don't paint a totally doom and gloom picture, right?
Right, it's not a simple robots versus humans scenario.
Okay.
While some jobs may be displaced, new opportunities will emerge.
Right.
The key is adaptation and upskilling.
So instead of fearing the robots, we should focus on learning how to work alongside them.
Precisely. The demand for professionals who can manage these AI systems, analyze data, and make strategic decisions will only increase.
Mm.
Think of it as a shift in skill sets rather than a complete elimination of jobs.
So anyone looking to, build a career in supply chain management should brush up on their tech skills.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's crucial to remember that AI isn't just about replacing humans.
Right.
It's about augmenting our capabilities. Think of AI as a powerful tool that can help us work smarter, not harder.
That's a much more optimistic way to look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the impact on consumers and the workforce,
Uh,
but there are also some bigger picture societal implications to think about, right? Our sources mention sustainability and even potential geopolitical shifts. Let's dive into those.
this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
The growing reliance on AI in supply chains raises important questions about how we manage these powerful technologies responsibly. Take sustainability, for instance.
Yeah.
AI can optimize supply chains to be more efficient,
Right.
which can have a positive impact on the environment. But we also need to consider the energy consumption of these AI systems themselves.
So it's about making the whole system greener,
Yeah,
not just the supply chain itself.
exactly. And then there's the potential for geopolitical shifts.
Okay.
As supply chains rely more and more on AI, the companies and countries that control these technologies will hold significant power.
Right.
Think about who develops the algorithms, who owns the data, and who sets the standards for AI in global trade.
It sounds like a whole new kind of competition is emerging where data and algorithms are the new weapons.
It's an interesting parallel.
Yeah.
The way these technologies are developed and deployed will have a major impact on global trade and international relations in the years to come.
We've gone from talking about efficient deliveries to potential global power dynamics.
Right.
That's a pretty big leap.
It is, but these are the conversations we need to be having.
Right.
The future of AI in supply chain management isn't just about making things run smoothly. It's about shaping a future that is equitable and beneficial for everyone.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. The benefits, the challenges, the impact on jobs, and the broader societal implications. But before we wrap things up, let's bring it down to earth with some concrete examples of how AI is already transforming supply chains in the real world.
That's a great idea. Seeing AI in action can really bring these concepts to life.
Absolutely. Let's start with Amazon. They're kind of the poster child for AI-powered supply chains, right?
Without a doubt. Amazon is using AI and robotics to optimize pretty much every aspect of their operations, from predicting what you're going to buy next to managing inventory in their massive fulfillment centers.
Right.
They've even got those little orange robots zipping around their warehouses, fetching products like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive site and incredibly efficient. Those robots can pick and pack orders much faster and more accurately than humans,
Yeah.
which allows Amazon to get those packages delivered in record time.
Exactly. But it's not just tech giants like Amazon that are leveraging AI.
Right.
Our sources mentioned a few other interesting examples.
Okay.
Take Walmart, for instance.
Yeah.
They're using AI to improve their forecasting and replenishment processes.
So they're using AI to make sure their shelves are always stocked with the products people want,
Yeah.
even when demand is unpredictable.
Exactly. They've even implemented a system that automatically triggers orders to suppliers when inventory drops below a certain threshold.
Mm.
This helps them avoid stockouts and reduce waste.
It's all about being proactive and staying one step ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty smart. And what about the automotive industry?
Yeah.
How are they using AI?
The automotive industry is facing a lot of challenges right now between supply chain disruptions and the shift to electric vehicles.
Right.
But they're turning to AI to help them navigate these choppy waters.
So how is AI helping them specifically?
Companies like Tesla and Ford are using AI to streamline their production processes and make their factories more efficient. They're also using AI to manage their complex global supply chains, which involve sourcing parts from all over the world.
That sounds like a logistical nightmare. AI must be a lifesaver in that regard.
Absolutely. AI can help anticipate potential disruptions, find alternative suppliers, and adjust production schedules in real time.
Wow.
This kind of agility is essential in today's unpredictable market.
It's like having a super-powered air traffic controller for your global supply chain, making sure everything flows smoothly, even when there are unexpected storms.
That's a great analogy. And it's not just about efficiency and cost savings.
Yeah,
Some companies are also using AI to make their supply chains more sustainable.
that's great to hear. Can you give us an example?
Sure. Unilever, the consumer goods giant, is using AI to track deforestation in their palm oil supply chain.
Okay.
They're analyzing satellite imagery and other data to identify areas where forests are being cleared for palm oil production. This allows them to hold their suppliers accountable and ensure that their palm oil is sourced sustainably.
That's a great example of how AI can be used for good.
Yeah.
It's not just about the bottom line, it's about making a positive impact on the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this field so exciting.
Yeah.
AI has the potential to not only transform businesses, but also address some of the world's most pressing challenges.
We've seen AI in action, from Amazon's robot warehouses to Unilever's efforts to make their supply chains more sustainable. It's clear that AI is already making a significant impact across a wide range of industries.
Yeah.
But where do we go from here? What does the future hold for AI in supply chains?
That's the million-dollar question. The possibilities are truly endless.
Right.
We're still in the early days of this AI revolution.
Yeah.
And the pace of innovation is mind-blowing.
So buckle up, because things are about to get even more interesting.
Indeed. Now let's shift gears and explore some of the most exciting trends and predictions for the future of AI in supply chain management.
We've explored the present, dissected the impact, but now it's time to put on our futuristic goggles and peer into the crystal ball. What's on the horizon for AI in supply chains?
Well, what's exciting is we're not just talking incremental improvements anymore. We're talking about potential paradigm shifts.
Yeah.
Imagine a world where supply chains are so responsive and so intelligent that they can practically anticipate your needs before you even know them.
That sounds almost like magic.
It might sound far-fetched,
Yeah.
but the building blocks are already in place. We talked earlier about the convergence of AI with IoT and blockchain.
Right.
Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
So what's below the surface? What other technologies are poised to, shake things up?
One area that's generating a lot of buzz is something called digital twins.
Okay.
Imagine creating a virtual replica of your entire supply chain, from factories to warehouses to transportation networks.
Okay, I'm picturing a SimCity-style simulation of my supply chain. What's so special about that?
With a digital twin, you can run simulations, test different scenarios, and optimize your entire operation in a virtual environment
Right.
before making any changes in the real world.
So it's like a giant sandbox where you can experiment without any real-world consequences?
Exactly. You can test out new product launches, adjust inventory levels, even simulate the impact of a natural disaster or a geopolitical crisis, all within your digital twin.
That's incredible. It's like having a time machine for your supply chain.
Yeah,
You can see into the future and make decisions based on what you learn.
precisely. And this level of predictive power is going to be game-changing for businesses.
All right, digital twins, got it. What other futuristic tech should we be keeping an eye on?
Another area that's ripe for disruption is last mile delivery.
Okay.
We're already seeing the emergence of autonomous delivery vehicles, drones, and even robots that can navigate sidewalks and deliver packages right to your doorstep.
So I might not even have to leave my house to get my online shopping fix. That's
Yeah.
both exciting and a little bit terrifying.
It's certainly a paradigm shift,
Yeah,
and it's not just about convenience.
right.
These new delivery methods also have the potential to be more efficient and sustainable, especially in urban environments.
Fewer delivery trucks clogging up the streets.
Yeah.
That's a definite plus.
Indeed. And then there's the whole area of personalized manufacturing and on-demand production.
Okay.
Imagine a world where you can design your own shoes online and have them 3D printed and delivered to you within a matter of days.
So mass customization is the future. I kind of like that. It's like having your own personal factory.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
AI and advanced manufacturing technologies are making this vision a reality.
Hmm.
And it's not just limited to consumer goods.
Right.
This trend is also transforming industries like healthcare, where personalized medical devices and treatments are becoming increasingly common.
Wow, we're really talking about a fundamental shift in how we produce and consume goods.
Yeah.
It's exciting, but also a little bit daunting.
It's certainly a time of rapid change and disruption.
Right.
But amidst all this technological innovation, we must remember the human element.
That's a good point. We can't forget about, the people who work in these supply chains. What's the future hold for them?
As we've discussed, AI will inevitably automate some jobs, but it will also create new opportunities. The key is to embrace lifelong learning and develop skills that are complementary to AI, rather than trying to compete with it.
So upskilling and adaptability are essential for thriving in this AI-powered future.
Absolutely. The jobs of the future will require a blend of technical skills, creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence.
Right.
These are the qualities that will set humans apart from machines.
This is not just about learning to code.
Yeah,
It's about cultivating uniquely human skills that machines can't replicate.
exactly. And that's why education and training are more important than ever.
Right.
We need to equip the workforce with the skills they need to navigate this rapidly changing landscape.
Okay, so we've glimpsed into the future. We've seen the potential for incredible innovation, but also the need to address some complex challenges. As we wrap up this deep dive, what's the key takeaway for our listeners? What do you want them to ponder as they go about their day?
That's a great question.
Hmm.
I think the most important thing to remember is that AI is not some distant, futuristic concept.
Right.
It's happening now, and it's already transforming the world around us, often in ways we don't even realize.
Yeah.
The future of AI in supply chains is not predetermined.
Hmm.
It's being shaped right now by the choices we make, the investments we make, and the conversations we have.
So it's not just about watching from the sidelines. It's about, actively engaging with these technologies and shaping the future we want to see.
Exactly. The future is not something that happens to us, it's something we create.
Yeah.
And that's both empowering and a little bit scary.
I think it's mostly exciting. We're on the cusp of a new era, and it's up to us to decide what that era will look like. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of AI and supply chain management. We'll see you next time for another insightful exploration